Frustrated by the unreliable Eskom electricity supply and high costs, some businesses and municipalities are making plans to generate their own power. Electricity supply constraints are seen as one of the main hindrances to economic growth.
We're doing a lot of maintenance, so I believe we will see the first step change in April, end of April next year. But the risk, and then it will, I believe, improve up until the end of the winter period in 2021. However, up until then, the risk of load shedding remains.
South Africans have become used to regular power interruptions. These have over the years affected business activity. Along with that, it added a negative effect on business confidence at a time where the country can do with improved investments to boost economic growth. The cost of load shedding on the economy is estimated to run into billions of rands. The eThekwini municipality has put together an energy policy to reduce its reliance on Eskom as a primary energy provider.
That policy was approved by our council by December 2020. So now we've got an approved document that tells us the roadmap of what we're going to follow as a city to implement any renewable within the city. We're looking at the diverse kinds of them, but with the main one being actually the substations, as opposed to having just solar panels sitting in the rooftops of the households. We are looking at the nuclear power station as part of the mix that we want to have, and also looking at the gas substations as a mix that we want to have. Those are the two main ones. But then we will look at the solar together with storage.
The country's economic hub, city of Johannesburg, has similar plans.
The strategy that we've put together has a look at sourcing up to 35% of the energy required by Joburg by 2030. So we will still rely on Eskom, but the idea, as I've said, is to try and introduce an energy mix that helps the situation. So, for example, during the daytime, we know that solar energy can supply businesses to a large extent, and that also takes pressure off of Eskom because the daytime load is higher than the evening load. And as I've mentioned as well, also look at things like energy storage to throw that in the mix.
Energy Intensive Users Group is unhappy with the Electricity Regulation Act that allows for self-generation in its current form. They wish for the threshold for embedded generation to be increased from 1 megawatt to 50 megawatt rather than the current 10 megawatts.
We are arguing that there should basically be no limit if it is a direct own use generation. However, we acknowledge the call which has been made by some industry players of 50 megawatts, which we believe that it is a better target or a better threshold to attract at least sufficient investment in that regard. But our call is for no limit.
For now, South Africans will have to further endure regular power cuts and its negative impact on the economy before the self-generation plans become a reality. SABC News, Johannesburg.